Let's see, we should be live. Good stuff. G'day, how you going? Ianapolis here, your acrylic guru. Welcome to my live tutorial here. This is going to be showing the beginner how you can paint realistic looking clouds. And I'm going to show you exactly what I use, and if you can grab the same thing or something similar, and then you practice these procedures, and within time, bang, you'll be doing realistic looking clouds, because clouds are one of those simple things in a painting, but they can also be one of the most difficult to do as well, okay? So let's get going here. I just got to bring up your window so I can see what people are saying there. There we go. Got Steve as the, he was just outside there, so it worked out great to put him as the background there. Now I just want to put the links in the description below. Got a few people there. Welcome. I'll get back to you in a minute. I've just gone to the editing part and we'll paste that in there. So I've just pasted in all the links now, okay? So if you want to see those links and you're already here, you have to refresh your page. But if you're watching the replay, they're already there. Check out the links. There's quite a few there. I'll just take my thongs off. I like to be barefoot when I go live. So I've got this lead hanging all over the floor and hanging out of my jacket there. And when you're barefoot, you've got a better chance of feeling what you're walking on. Where when I use shoes or thongs, I'm always pulling at it, and there's nothing worse than when you're live and something's tugging at you and it's bothering you, eh? All right, let's get into this. So I'll press play. I've got to turn the mute the sound. Here we go. So what have we got there? 35 people so far. We've got Brendan, Austin. G'day, Austin. You've got clouds, silly cotton balls. I'm going to show you how to paint clouds anyway. Sharon, Ina, Grandma, Francis and Laurie Edwards. G'day everybody. Janice Burns. G'day Janice Burns. All right, so I'm going to show you how to paint realistic looking clouds that a beginner can pull off. And just remember, you beginners out there, even you ones that are a bit advanced from beginning, everything still needs practicing, okay? Don't just think you know how to paint it. You can coffee here as well. I hope you can all hear me well. We got there Madonna Friedman. G'day Madonna Friedman, how are you? Anne Devonish. Now, first, all right, you want to paint some clouds. The first part, let's see what we got here. The first part of any painting really is the sky. And in generally, if you're doing landscapes, waterscapes, seascapes, whatever, there's always a sky, and that sky needs to be a warm or a cool coloured sky with some clouds. Now, the way I'm going to show you these clouds, don't feel you've got to try and copy the cloud to the exact shape. Just copy the procedure, the method that I'm doing, okay? And then you put your shape of clouds in there. Now, whether you want them cool or warm, you want a bit of grey in there, whatever, but I'm going to show you the whole lock, stock and barrel of how I create clouds. Over the years, I've finessed this method. I've got some videos way back in my channel where I was painting clouds, but they were pretty much the old way I used to paint clouds, and I've evolved since then. And they were kind of flat. Now I'm adding them with some shape coming at you type of thing, and that's what you want, and it's very easy to achieve, okay? So let's stop with the nonsense and get everything ready. So you need some craft paint. I'm going to show you what you need first. Some craft paint, student paint, poster paint, okay? Comes in all shapes and forms, okay? Your $2 shops have it, your art shops have it. Just ask for some soft-bodied craft paint or student quality paint, white, okay? Just white. We need that, and you need a slow drying medium. I use retarder. Pause the video if you're watching the replay, you can see what bottle I've got there. I use Jasonja's or Atelier. It's clear, looks like baby oil. You need that. Then you just need your sky colour and your cloud colour, okay? Sky colour is your blue. All right, I'm going to go for cerulean blue, okay? I love cerulean blue. To me, it's a real looking sky colour. You can use phthalo blue, French ultramarine blue, whatever blue tickles your fancy. Grab yourself, if you don't have the grey, mix them up. But I've just bought the Atelier mid-toning grey or mid-tone grey, okay? That helps add the grey colours to your clouds, the weather I call it. We need titanium white. So a good quality titanium white. Don't go using this craft paint as the white for your clouds. No, it will not work. Your paint hairs will go right through it and you'll get scratch marks and you'll go, why isn't it working the way it worked for him? And it would do that just because you weren't listening properly, all right? It's that easy. What have we got here? I'll just get back to, so David, g'day, hello from New York, all the way from New York. Janelle Kohler, g'day Janelle. Clouds frustrate me to the point of throwing my canvas away. Well, you don't have to throw your canvas away. Go onto YouTube and watch me and I'll show you how to master your clouds. And I will tell you one little thing maybe a lot of people might not have already told you. Once you see somebody teaching you how to paint clouds and you like that way, stick to it. Don't watch me, then Joe Blow, then Mary Lou, then Jackie Joe over there and get all confused. Oh, what sort of cloud am I going to do? Adopt your own method. Learn from one thing and stick to it, okay? Jen Lee, g'day Jen Lee. Sorry putting clouds in my painting ruins. I'm sorry. Laying down, typing, not good. No problem. Who we got there? Steve Johnston. G'day, Steve Johnston. Celeste Watson. Hello, Celeste. That's why I am here to learn how to paint clouds. Good stuff. So this is a live tutorial. If you're watching the replay, also you can write down some comments below and tell me what you thought of this video, or just say g'day. What else do we need? Oh, some brushes now. So you need your surface, your paints, then your brushes. Now I'm going to show you what brushes I use, okay? Very easy. I'm going to go and grab them. So I'll grab a couple here, different sizes. And then I'm going to bring you over here and I'm going to show you exactly close up. All right? So I normally use, where's me putter on a brush? You got your canvas, you got your paints, you got to get the paints on the canvas. I use a putter on a brush, okay? A simple 2-inch flat synthetic, $2 snotty job from the hardware store, all right? That is going to put this on there without mucking around, okay? And then we've got brushes to put the clouds on with. I use fan brushes. You can use a round or a filbert, whatever you're happy with. I'm showing you how I use a fan brush, all right? And some blending brushes. Now, the blending brushes have a lot to do with it as well. So now I'm going to bring you over here, and when I bring you over here, I'm not going to be able to answer too many questions because I'll be concentrating on filming here. When I'm doing a live, just Q&A, I can get to that. But where I have the opportunity, I would acknowledge some people and try and answer if there is a question in there. I only watch you. Clouds won't let me be great, says Janelle. No problem there. Right on, says T Rose Lover. T Rose Lover. Cynthia, g'day Cynthia from the USA. All right, so I'm going to bring you over here. And why is my sticky tape, masking tape, broken? I know why. Well, someone just walked in. I'm going to try and grab him in a minute. Steve just walked in. G'day, Steve. Over here, mate. No, he's just run out. He wants to be fed. All right, let's get you over here. Oh, just hit my... Whoa, what? Now down here, I hope my sound's still there. I just yanked it a bit. My putter on a brush. Blending brushes from the hardware store. What I look for in a blending brush is, see this area here? See how it's flat? It's not convexed out or shaped, it's just dead flat. Same with this one, different size. Look for something like that. These are synthetic, and what it does, it's giving you something to create the turmoil. Now I'm going to tell you within a cloud, okay? Oh, where's my pencil? Over here. Oh, it's broken. Here we go, over here. Barry Radburn, enjoying the coffee and clouds at the moment. You have the actual cloud. I won't even write it down there because I'm going to paint on here. But we have the clouds, the yumminess and the bullshit. There's all this stuff that's going to happen in these paintings, and in this painting, and I'm going to show you how and why. All right, so let's get into it. That's enough for the intro. I've showed you those brushes there, fan brushes. So, your canvas, whether it's a stretch canvas, canvas sheet like this, canvas pen or whatever, be sure that it's already been gesso primed. If it hasn't, gesso prime it the day before, okay? It's gesso primed, ready to rock and roll. Now this is what you do. You've gone and sourced some craft paint, flow paint, student paint, poster paint. Look at that, it's just poster paint. It's white, okay? I'm putting enough on there to paint the whole canvas. About there. This canvas is 30 by 42 centimetres. And then with that poster paint, you want to add the slow drying medium, which is the retarder. So I'm going to put a dollop next to that, or quite a dollop. Depending on your climate, if you're in a dry climate, you're going to need a bit more. And if you're in a wet climate, you won't need it as much. Now, you can mix this up in a container if you want and seal it if you're going to paint at least every day or every other day. But if you're only going to paint once or twice a month, I wouldn't suggest pre-mixing it. I should have some of this pre-mixed, it'll probably help me out, but I love to show how I create this in every tutorial anyway, because not every person has watched all my tutorials. I don't want to be complacent and assume that everyone's watched all my previous videos and they know what I'm doing, so I like to put it in most of my videos. Now I'm getting it on the brush. I'll put her on a brush and it ain't going to muck around, it's going to get it right on there. Excuse me. Okay. So you just want to crisscross it, get it onto your canvas. Now if you're first time doing something like this, even this footprint, you can go half the size or quarter the size to practice, okay? Don't do your first stages on a massive footprint, meaning a bigger canvas. Go for something a bit more achievable on a smaller surface. Now that's all pushed on there. You can see the brush strokes, it's pushed right to the canvas. Now if this was canvas paper, you're going to get a different look as well. Canvas paper is okay, but it can be like, let's so to say, it can be like painting on plastic. You can easily pull it down to the paper. Where this tooth canvas, it's still holding paint there, okay? There's a difference. Now you just gently stroke this out left and right. Now as you're stroking it out, your brush is full of paint. You're going this way, that's pushing the paint, but the more you bring your brush to just using the tip, there's not much paint on the tip, and that governs where you can softly blend that paint. That's just, let's call it the magic white like the oil artists use, okay? You've pretty much got your magic white on there. Okay, you are ready to put your blue on there. So we're going to use, let's say, my cerulean blue. Okay. Now, I don't want to make this too technical and difficult. I was going to do it a warm sky, but if I put warm colours with yellow oxide and all that, it's going to make it start getting a bit out of hand for that beginner. So I just want to teach it for the beginner first here. Very simple. Now, you don't need to wash that brush. I'm just grabbing a towel, an old towel, and I've just wiped the paint out of it. Now you've done that. No retarder in this paint. This is just neat from the tube. Neat means it's got no additives into it. Get this. Now I might do two halves here. we might do something this half and something that half. We'll see how we go. Now you want to start from your top, just push it into that white and then start crisscrossing it down to your horizon line, okay? You've got everything crisscrossed. It's not too dark and cartoony looking. Okay, now see how there's no paint on the end of this brush? That's the end of the brush that I'm going to use to gently stroke this, okay? And there's not many scratches in here. I can get a blending brush if I want and blend that smoother, but I don't need to. That's fine like that. It's just a painting. If you're doing a realism painting, then you want to go that extra mile. Now, if anything, we've got darker at the top and lighter on the horizon line. In your sky, you need that because it creates that sphere look. You know, if you look outside, you somehow in your peripheral vision, you can see that we're in a dome, and that just creates that look, okay? Now we'll just wipe that brush a bit. 2 seconds, I've got to go out the side here just to grab my beater bucket in case I need it. There we go. Probably going to need that later. I've got all the waters filled up. Okay, let's come down here. Oh, that's good to know, Snow on Fire. Your clouds have become so much better since watching me. Now we want some clouds, so let's do... Oh, I said we're going to how to paint realistic clouds, okay? So bear with me a moment. I want to grab a little bit. Now this is optional, very optional, but it does add the realism to your sky. If you don't have it, find it in your art store. And if your art store don't have it, you can either get them to order it in or order it online. Anything's available online. This is quinacridone magenta, all right? I'm gonna list, is that quinacridone magenta? Yes, it's not permanent alizarin. I will list the colours in the description below, what I'm using here. And you just want a bit on your brush. Just a bit, okay? This is going to add that sense of warmth in your sky. So there's your horizon line here. You want this up there a bit, and you just do that, okay? Now, like I said, you don't have to add this if you don't want to, or you can. It's up to you. I'm going to put it there, and you'll see what it does. And you don't want a big smack in the face amount on there. See, I've hardly put any in there. We've got just a little bit of a line there, so I want to get rid of that deliberate line there. So that's what I'm just doing now. Wipe that off there. There we go. We've got a little bit of warmth within our sky. This is going to add that realism to your blue. Now, if you're a very early beginner, you can use just the blue on its own. You don't have to add that quinacridone magenta, okay? All right. Oh, I was just reading what's there, how many people and whatnot. Someone... Now, I'll back down here, sorry. G'day, Alan Burns. Hello from Kentucky. I've got my titanium whites, okay? So you want you can just use one blob, but I'm going to put a blob for the clouds and a blob for the yumminess, okay? What's the yumminess, some people are saying? You're going to learn that. I've used it a lot in all my videos. And we want some of that toning grey. If you don't have it, go and mix some up with just some black and white until you get that tone, and then paint it on a surface and let it dry and just see how dark it went. And then from that you will know how to go lighter or darker. Okay, so we've got our white next, yumminess white, and our grey. Normally down the bottom of a sky you have the little low-lying flat ones, which are called, what are they called again? I forget how to pronounce it. I know what they're called. Nimbo, how do you pronounce it? I even got the word Nimbostratus, that's it, the nimbostratus clouds. Sorry for being such an idiot. Now, small clouds I use a small fan brush, big ones I use a bigger one. Okay, and you need to be washing a lot. Okay, we've got our bottom here and our top there. Now these bottom ones, you keep the top nice and sharp. Make it the shape you want. Look what I'm doing here. But make them long, lineal, across the bottom of your page there. And you can rub away like that. Try and keep it level, you dag. I'll get this up here so it will become a bit level. There's a cloud. Now it doesn't look like much of a cloud yet. It's stamped on there. I'm just wiping the paint off that brush that I used because it's such a small one, and I'll just use this brush to do it. And you want to blend that down to the horizon line. I'll grab a smaller blending brush. That's why I've grabbed the brushes. I won't use that. I'm going to end up confusing you poor buggers. Leave the top half sharp, okay? These nimbostratus, you leave the top half sharp and blend the bottom down to buggery. Blend it down to that horizon line. Get turmoil. Turmoil is twisting it, creating all different twists within that cloud, okay? Now these are pretty much the layouts you have within your sky. Your nimbostratus are down the bottom. They're these long lineal ones. I'll put a horizon here just so you'll see how they look. The tops can be tickled just a little bit if you want, but not too much. That's fine. That's done. That's fine. A lot of big questions here. I'm sorry. Can you zoom in closer? Yes, when you begin to blend. That's where I mess up. Okay, I will do that. It's pretty hard to get any closer than this. Let's get in there. When I do the bigger ones, where are we? I'll zoom into... because when we zoom in, we sometimes forget and you can't see what's getting done. Now, but I'll zoom in for you. Who said that? Can you zoom in? Can you zoom in? Can you? Oh, it's gone out the way now. I forgot who said that. Okay, I'm picking up some more white paint and we want some more nimbostratus clouds down the bottom of the atmosphere. So let's say put one about here, stamp it on. Can you see that? I'm stamping it on, keeping it very level. It's important. Create the top, a little bit of a top here and there, fluffing up. A little bit of a top. I'm just stamping and moving it on. Create your top. Let's stop it there. We don't have to come off the page with this one. And we can scoot that a bit. Boom. Now I'm only using a smaller fan brush. I'm getting the edge of this fan brush to cut from the halfway down and bring this down to buggery. Dabbing, twisting, manipulating it, because that blue is wet with the retarder and the white paint underneath it, so it's wet. These go down to nothing like that. See, I'm bringing it down to nothing. The ones up here in the top of the sky, you don't bring down to nothing. You'll have your clouds all back to front if you do that. Okay, I'm going to zoom back a bit just so you can see where we're up to. Now we're going to get a bit more and just like something in front of that, very bright. I'll do one here as an example and something in the middle here. Right, these are your nimbostratus down the bottom. Too easy. Now I'm going to do the same again. Just the bottom half, blend down. Leave that top hard line there and blend the bottom down to buggery. And it's put this nimbostratus in front of that other one we did earlier. Now you've got to have different size blending brushes. I'll get by with this one, but it's a little bit too big. Same with this one. Now you can go online, Google Images and search for clouds. They'll have cloud maps there showing you different clouds in the skies, what they are, nimbostratus, cumulus clouds and cumulus stratus, all these different type of clouds in the sky. Okay. Now these clouds that we've just put on, they're the type you have down, let's get that there. They're the type you have down on your horizon line, okay? That's the way I see it. You know, you can get picky and go, well, no, they can be a bit fluffy, I've seen it, but you know, we're not here to please the detail police. We're here to please the outcome of your canvas when you paint clouds onto your sky, okay? Now, all this is still wet. I've got to work a bit faster here because I'm teaching, but you at home, you'll be laying down on a table. It's not that hard, okay? Now, if anything, the clouds above this have a bum on them. A bum is a bottom. That's pretty much these clouds, but back to front, flipped over, and are getting a bit bigger. And if anything, I like these clouds to point into the middle, or say into this section here, just to give you that illusion that they're coming over your head. This gives it that illusion where they're coming over your head. So I'll start from about here. I'm starting from the bum, giving it as point, starting from the bum, then I'll start giving it some body, and then I'm going to let the brush make its own shape for this cloud. Just like that. Boom, I'll stop. Grab a clean blending brush. Now the bum, use this corner of the brush. See the corner, how it's hitting there? Use that just to start your bum off. Find it, and this is what you've got to practice on cardboard or something. Find that bum. There we go. Another bum over here. And then get the brush and see here, I'll zoom in. I'm just turmoiling it. See that? Boom. On, twist, turmoil. What that does, it's creating lighter and darker, duller and brighter values within that cloud body, okay? And it makes it look more real. Now I'm going to put another one in front of that with its own bump to give it that illusion there over your head. But before I do that, I've got to wash that brush. Otherwise it's going to be going into the white with contaminated blue on it. So I'm picking up some white again. Now we're going to put another one, boom, in front of that. Over and over. Just any old way, any old way. There's thick paint. Look at that, I'm not really thinking. I'm just, look, where are we? Golly, see, that's why I hate zooming in. There we go, I'm just stamping that on there. Keep an eye on the camera, Ian. Where'd that one's brush go? Now the bum again, it's going to put this one in front of that first one we just did. Bit of a bum, and the tops can be twisted, given some turmoil, bits of bum in there, and just turmoiled up to oblivion, up into the sky there, okay? Look at that. This is the white of the cloud. I've got to zoom back again now. It's not a hard effort to zoom in, but it's a hard effort to keep zooming in when you've got a film, you'll know what I mean. Now we're going to put some more on here, so I'm just picking up some more, and I'll do just something over here, okay? So I'm going to start from there, and if anything, I'm zigzagging, coming like a funnel, coming bigger, and this one's over me head, or our head. Boom. Okay? Grab your blending brush, get the bum, find its bum, find another bum there somewhere, and start twisting. Wipe your brush as you go. You've got to constantly wipe your brush. And you're adding turmoil. Turmoil. We got brighter values within there. I'm not happy with the way that went on there. Some of you might notice, but when I washed my brush, it was a little bit on the wet side. which made it go like that, but that's okay. Look at it, finesse these edges a bit, just finesse them, give it finesse, there you go, like that. We've got some clouds there. Now, they're not finished, they might look okay, but they're not finished. You're going to grab the smaller fan brush now. Oh, the bin man's out there emptying everyone's bins. I'm gonna have a mouthful of me coffee, picking up some grey. This is a mid-tone grey. If you have trouble with your clouds, this video is going to be an excellent one for you to keep and save and keep watching every now and then. We'll leave the bottom ones, they're a bit small. Let's start on this side here. From the bottom, I like to give just some dark values. So what I do is I come along in a line. There we go. Hello, is there anybody there? Is this working now? Let me get this. What a nonsense of a thing to happen, huh? Resume. It's such a big break in it. It's paint's drying. Hello, anybody there? Still buffering. Now dark. I know, where's the video gone? I could see it here.